Welcome to the new reality show. Yes, it's the new reality show called Let's Just Divide and Distract the Entire U.S. Yeah, it's great. So the Minneapolis mayor just, it's so stupid. He just asked the protesters, rioters, whatever you want to call them, he asked them to please wear your masks and social distance. That's all we're asking. We understand that, you're upset about what's going on, so you can continue doing that, but please, social distance. What? Just social distance, please. That'd be great. What? No, that's really what's happening. You would think, like 10 years ago, we would think that, what? Come on, this is a parody, right? It's a parody. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. So apparently that's their concern. Remember just like last week when the normal just people, I'm not going to say white, but that's what they keep saying. The white people were protesting to open our businesses and go to church and those things. And they were saying that we were endangering people's lives. How dare you? How dare you protest? You're making, and see, they push that whole thing where it's the minority people getting sick mostly, so what you're doing is racist. You're protesting to open your businesses and go to church. How dare you? How dare you? But now, it's fine. They can go out, protest, not just protest, riot and burn down buildings. Now let's get this clear. These people, most of them are not from these towns, and they could care less about COVID, George Floyd, or anything else. They're being paid. That's just a fact. Or they just enjoy it. There's two things. Some people, I'm sure, are not getting paid and they're just idiots that have fallen into this. But there are luckily some intelligent people that showed up to these protests and were like, whoa, what's going on here? If you've ever built a house or seen somebody building a house, they bring the bricks. If you're bricking your house, they bring it on a pallet, right? They set the pallet and it's all nice and all the bricks are stacked nicely. Well, they had that out in front of like a courthouse in Dallas yesterday. And people were recording and were like, what's going on here? This is being staged. Minneapolis, those people were essentially all paid and all, or at least on the same page. They knew what was going on. And I know that because
cities where all these but it is too one of those videos that they're just going to quietly remove from YouTube. But it is too funny. You have to see this. Is this a coincidence? Now tell me. Bricks piled up. And I'm going to show you a montage of all these cities where all these protests and riots are, where there's piles of bricks neatly stacked right outside all of these stores that end up getting bricks thrown through the windows. And nobody says boo. I mean, if this isn't a sign that this is all planned, that our government placed these there, that this is a paid operation, I don't know what is. What do you think? All of these people who decided that they were going to do this, first of all, they did it in pretty quick order. They got organized pretty quick. They're like, hey, you going downtown? Yeah, I'm going downtown. Let's go downtown. Okay, what are you going to grab? You got any bricks laying around? I don't. You want to run to Lowe's? Okay, how many should I get? Well, I mean, you can't carry a lot of bricks. They're pretty heavy. What are you going to run around with a whole pile of bricks in your hand? No, so I don't know. What should I get? Just get yourself a brick. Everybody get a brick and show up. No, of course not. Instead, the government will place it there. And the funniest video clip you'll see is the local news trying to debunk why they're there. Look at all these clips of people who miraculously find these perfectly placed, stacked perfectly piles of brick.
They got them bricks, bro. They are protesting. Shit crazy. Some random ass bricks, bro. Ain't no construction. Ain't no construction, bro. Right here on Ventura Boulevard. And look at this. Right at the bus stop.
We have located some bricks that have been left in a couple of areas. We're going to do our best to get those picked up and moved so that they're not used. I don't know who would have put them there. I don't think that they're doing any type of construction or anything like that.
Here's a look at what protests looked like yesterday in Fort Myers. Hundreds of people gathered to demand justice for George Floyd. This one stayed peaceful as well, but there was one thing that caused a little unrest on social media. A pile of bricks. People were worried that they were placed there for protesters to throw. NBC2's Alex Howard is debunking the rumors.
Yesterday afternoon here in downtown Fort Myers, George Floyd protesters found a pile of bricks on the sidewalk here, prompting concerns that they could be used as weapons. Now those same protesters want to find out who put them there.
It's in downtown Fort Myers on Monday, spilling over from the weekend.
Just to show my support for the community. You know, I understand where they're coming from. I've had bad experiences myself.
Some, like this man named Kyle, came to show support.
But people were peaceful and they were trying to get their message across.
But amid the protests on Sunday, he noticed this, a neatly stacked pile of loose bricks outside the U.S. courthouse.
And I asked the Fort Myers police officer that was around the corner, I went up to the man and I said, do you know there's a pile of bricks over there at First and Monroe? And he responded to me, are you asking me or are you telling me? And he said, well, that's what they like to use to, throw at windows.
Fortunately, they weren't used for that purpose, but after posting a picture to Twitter, now he wants answers.
What's their purpose? Maybe there was no purpose at all. Maybe they were just there from a repair or some construction.
On Monday, the city told NBC2 the loose bricks were being temporarily stored to install a fiber optic cable, something those who work downtown noticed.
The bricks have been here for a long time. I first noticed them when they started repairing them along the sidewalk, and it's a sad coincidence that there's rioting and people notice the pile of bricks, but I've been seeing them for a long time.
Still, later that afternoon, the bricks were removed.
But get them out of the way. There's no need to have projectiles when things are getting hostile.
This right here?
Yeah, they put them there.
This the setup.
They put them there on purpose,
Y'all know
bro.
where he at.
They gonna set them on right up on the rail.
Y'all know what building this is right here. I ain't even gonna say what name it is.
Hey, where do the bricks go to? Where do the bricks go to? Where do the bricks
We gotta do better.
Ain't no damn construction.
Gotta do better.
Ain't no damn construction around here.
I see.
Ain't no damn construction around here. You just gonna set a pallet of bricks right there. Oh, okay.
Listen, I did jury duty 3 months ago. Y'all don't keep no bricks right there. Do better. Do better. I see you.
Highest duty as president is to defend our great country and the American people. I swore an oath to uphold the laws of our nation, and that is exactly what I will do.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
These are acts of domestic terror.
There were times overnight when Washington was in chaos.
Chaos on the streets. We've seen looting, we've seen extreme violence this morning.
Our nation has been gripped by professional anarchists.
Chaos here in downtown Minneapolis.
Violent mobs, arsonists, looters, criminals, rioters, Antifa.
This will descend into riots, chaos. There's no order right now in the streets.
A number of state and local governments have failed to take necessary action to safeguard their residents.
And this will spread across America, there is no doubt. This chaos will be a contagion.
For now, it's hard to see how order can return.
Vowing that the chaos will continue.
These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. Our enemy is a radical network of terrorists.
These are acts of domestic terror.